Afternoon everyone, my name is Lewis. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all safe and well. Now on today's episode, I'm gonna do a jazz album review, and it's one of my favorite pickups of the last, say, 6 months. Really enjoyed listening to this particular album. Hopefully you'll feel the same. So today's album is a 1969 release. It's by Clarke and Francy Boland, big band, and the album's entitled At Her Majesty's Pleasure. There you go. Yeah, I really do like this album cover. It's both gentlemen are looking really cool. Flamboyant shirt, Mr. Show Business, and I'm liking the cool, serene kind of looking out into the middle distance there as well. That's a good stuff. So gatefold cover. So I'll show you inside just out of interest. There you go. Yeah, I'm enjoying that. So with this particular album, it's on the Black Lion originally label, and this one was re-released on Schema. And I've got to say, this album sounds so good. It was an absolute pleasure to listen to this album, and yeah, it gets my high praise because the number of tracks which are of high quality on this particular album is quite high. It's staggering almost. So despite the album title At Her Majesty's Pleasure, which in itself conveys an idea of, I don't know, despair, regret and isolation, this album and the material to be found on it, in my humble opinion, is a more sassy, engaging affair, full of energy and vitality. So the contrast between the album title and how it sounds is it's worthy of of some consideration. It's just something what struck me anyway. You might not feel the same, but certainly as I heard it, I didn't think of despair. I got to be honest, I'm usually not a fan of the big band sound as such. I have a little trouble with it. I'm just really pleased to report in this particular case, my normal prejudices, for want of a better phrase or terminology, didn't come to the fore here. I really, really, really enjoyed this album. I have to say the brass stroke horn section, which is to be featured as well, it's the big band themselves. They do a phenomenal job on this album. Again, to hear it is to believe that it's actually happening. Me just saying it to you may not convince you, so I'm going to include some links down below with selected track titles. If I can find the whole album in good format, I will provide it for you. Otherwise, I will just pick out highlight tracks. Hope you don't mind. As I said, the horn section's extraordinary. The overall theme of this album is, for me and my ears and my kind of knowledge of music, it feels very similar to theme tracks that you would have found for like 1960s kind of espionage films, or not films, or films. Yeah, I will include that, but more series. So what I mean by that is like Man in a Suitcase, Danger Man, the UK version of Avengers, with Patrick Macnee and like Diana Rigg. It's got that kind of incidental or theme track kind of sound to it. Hopefully, as I said, when you hear it for yourself, you may or may not agree with me, but I certainly felt that way in terms of hearing this album. The notables to be found on this album are as follows: Sahib Shahib on flute and saxophone. I very much do enjoy Mr. Shahib's output. Got quite a few albums of his. Ronnie Scott himself, yes, the nightclub owner from Soho, London, yes, he's on saxophone as well. There is Jimmy Wood on bass, who does a lovely job, and Idris Suleiman on trumpet. Again, each of those four names mentioned contribute quite some to the talent on show here. The overall package, I feel, for me, is a no-brainer. I would have this in my... I'm just disappointed I didn't get this in my collection earlier. I've loved my experience with this album. The tracks that I would recommend from this album would be Wormwood Scrubs, Pentonville, and Broadmoor. So three of the UK's most well-known kind of institutions. They're penal institutions. So yeah, it's quite funny to, from my point of view anyway, it's quite amusing that an American band has used that as inspiration for their compositions. But hey ho, yeah, why not indeed. So yeah, fantastic album in my opinion. Get your hands on it if you can. So I'd like to thank you for joining me today for this episode. It certainly was a bit of fun as far as I was concerned. Hopefully you'll feel the same. As I said, I'm going to try and include some links down below in order for you to hear it for yourself. So until the next episode, please look after yourselves, stay safe, and if you've enjoyed the episode, please consider subscribing, liking and sharing. It's an absolute pleasure to read some of your comments, and yeah, it helps me think about future shows as well, and the direction in which the actual channel is going in. So I really do appreciate those who are prepared to, you know, share their thoughts with me. I really do appreciate it. So until the next episode, stay safe, look after yourselves, and I will see you soon. So until then, bye bye.